And today we're discussing IVF, and this really became a conversation in the national spotlight after controversial news out of Alabama last month. The state Supreme Court there ruled that fertilized embryos are considered children. Before we dive into the conversation, what's your thoughts on that ruling?
I've always said that it should be up to the states to decide, especially on those rules. I do support that Roe v. Wade was overturned. However, to my understanding, that ruling has actually been overturned by the state legislature currently. And so I think that they are actually working to protect IVF in that state.
You introduced your own IVF legislation called the Right to Try IVF Act of 2024. Can you tell us what's in the bill?
So what I'm doing is I am looking to basically ensure that if states are receiving federal funds for different programs that would benefit mothers, that they need to allow access for doctors providing IVF services to women that have been clinically and couples that have been clinically diagnosed with infertility. As you know right now, especially because of what's happening with, I believe, our farming industry and then also our mass productions for personal hygiene products, there's been a massive issue with toxins in our products that is leading, in my opinion, to declined fertility rates and honestly an inverted population curve. And so as a result of that, I think that this needs to be a topic of discussion. I don't think that Republicans or Democrats should really be running from this discussion, but I can tell you that I have some people very close to me that have used IVF in a responsible fashion. They have beautiful, amazing families because of it. And I think that it is the least that we can do, especially as a party that's supposed to be advocating families and pro-life.
I've talked to members of Congress from both sides of the aisle, and IVF has touched everyone I've talked to. So as of right now, I know it's a bipartisan issue, but does your legislation have bipartisan support?
So we just recently introduced our legislation. We are working to get as many people on that as possible. And I will say, I do wish previously that I had a chance to actually amend the bill that was introduced. But I think because of timing, the staff, unfortunately, in the Democrat bill put me on it without, obviously, authorization. And then I had to remove myself, and we had to basically work on our own. So we are working on that. But again, I think that this is one of those topics that everyone, like you said, has been touched by this. I think when it's done responsibly, it can be a very beautiful thing. And I think that we need to make sure that, people have the right to have families.